Sometimes in life we get blindsided where we think that growth lies in one place, but it ends up being in a place completely different. Here's a story that I heard a while back that reminds me of that idea. There was a guy, his family actually, they were going to go to his in-laws for Rosh Hashanah. And so it was the last day of the year, Erev Rosh Hashanah, and they were packing to go. They needed to walk from one side of Bnei Brak onto the other side of Bnei Brak to get to the in-laws' house. And this guy, nice, young, sincere guy, he had a vision about the way his last day would look like. He's going to have the most incredible, most spiritual last day of the year, so it's going to be able to fix every one of the minchas of the past year, every one of the afternoon learnings and everything. And so that was his vision. So he thought they'd get out early, get to the in-laws early, and then he'll be able to settle in to complete the year the way he would want. But didn't quite work that way. His wife was not as efficient as he was in getting out of the house. He had to get the 5 kids out of the house. She had to get all the things ready. And as the day was rolling on, he was getting more and more frustrated. And he kept saying to her, "We got to hurry up. We got to get to your parents' house." And without having to elaborate, you can get a sense of what the energy was like in the house. And got to the point where there were no more buses that were traveling across town. And so it ended up that they needed to walk all the way across the city. And as they were walking, it was late, and he was rushing, and it was sweating. And as they're passing by one shul after the other, he hears them starting to daven mincha, Ashrei Yoshvei Beisecha, and he's completely breaking down. This in no way looked like the final day of the year that he had anticipated. And as he's going, and he's all stressed out, and his wife's upset, she's crying, and the kids are crying, it suddenly dawned upon him. Hold on a second. I had a vision of how I was going to fix my entire year. But evidently, what God had in mind for me to fix my year was going to look very different if I was going to succeed. And he caught himself in that moment and developed a consciousness that my true work right now is the way I'm going to end this year on a success is going to be how I'm going to treat my wife and treat my kids under the stress. And he had a completely new attitude. And for the rest of the way, he was calm and pleasant and sensitive and empathic. A little bit rushed too, but all part of the same package. Unbelievable. We have a vision of what it's going to look like. We have a vision of where our success is going to come from. But sometimes you have to stop and say, wait, hold on a second. If it's not working out for me, then it must be that there's some other challenge that's going to be the place where I'm going to find my real growth. Pay attention sometimes where God marks the spot with an X and says, dig here. This is where the gold lies.